Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to today's vlog for Thursday, 4th of June. Hope everybody is well. Okay, so I'm going to try to keep this brief. I think I probably can. Last night was the CX event in Milton Keynes. I think I need to say it was a very good event, very well put together. Plenty of CX staff on site available to talk about whatever issues you want. The drink was free. I'm not sure about the alcoholic stuff, but certainly the soft drinks, which is me, was free. Good selection of food available. I didn't partake because I actually had something to eat before I went, but yeah, and a really nice venue and a really nice crowd of people as well. Obviously everybody there shares a common passion and a common goal, and I think it was a really good night. I was able to sit down and talk with 3 or 4 various different shippers, none of which I've ever worked for in my life, and probably never will, but it was interesting to sit down and talk about the courier exchange from their perspective, also from my perspective, and what their problems are, and generally bits and pieces. I think one of the overriding things for me again was each shipper just stressed the importance of using drivers with good feedback, which I sort of find slightly ironic, because quite often when we are drivers with good feedback and we're trying to put on good prices, we're not getting it. But some did say that they're having issues with customers of theirs driving down the prices, because there is obviously a lot of competition out there, and they're getting their customers ringing up saying, look, you know, I know we normally do this for X, but so and so's come in and offered Y. Yeah, it was interesting. Some little nuggets learned from those conversations. The presentation itself went on for about an hour. Started off with a brief introduction, and then a sort of update from the 2 owners of the CX. Nothing much learnt from that, but it's interesting. And then there was 3 presentations from 3 heads of different departments. One of the problems, I didn't really take notes. I suppose I should do, back to my school days. And then because you have so many different conversations, you try to remember what the hell you listen to. I think one of the couple of nuggets I took out of it, there was a debate, or not a debate, a conversation about SmartPay. SmartPay, apparently 90% of the shippers that post on CX are now on SmartPay, and the CX have done a number of alterations forthcoming that will make life a lot easier for shippers regarding finances and invoicing and stuff. It doesn't obviously affect me as an owner driver. I don't post loads. I just want to get paid. One of the things they've mentioned that is forthcoming, and apologies if I've got the phrase wrong, but it's going to be SmartPay Premium. I think they said it's going to cost 1%, but basically they're going to be tighter on credit control. So they're saying that they currently obviously know if an invoice is due 30 days end of month. If it's gone past that, it comes up on their system that it hasn't been paid. They're going to be tighter on this. They're going to get on the shippers' back if they haven't paid it. But this premium is going to mean that they will pay, CX will pay that invoice to you, the owner driver, on that 31st day, and then get the money back off the shipper. I think that's what I understood. The upshot for me as an owner driver, and it's something I'm going to look at in the future, and I've had a brief look at it today. When we look at job posts, we look at if we don't know the shipper, we look at the feedback, and we make our decision based on the feedback, whether we're going to work for them. And a good example, I was talking to someone last night that is friends with the owners of PT Williams, and they're a company that I think are very good at what they do. They do UK and European, but their feedback is atrocious. It's probably the worst I've ever seen, and that's issues within their own company, I believe. But anyway, besides the by, so I wouldn't work for them because there's too many negative feedbacks. But I think I'm going to look in future now as whether companies are on SmartPay or not. From what I've seen last night, there doesn't seem any reason not to be on Smart Pay. There's lots of things on there that are a benefit to shippers and load posters. And I think if you're not on Smart Pay, you need to be asking the question why. And this is what I'm going to look at. I'm going to take more attention now to who's on and who's not. And if they're not, I'll be looking at their feedback and their terms of payment. And that might answer the question for me. So that was interesting. The other thing which we know is coming, and that's for us drivers that want to get rid of the rubbish. The load wallet is coming very soon. I didn't give a starting date. I think they're still for a conversation afterwards, tying up some loose bits of it. But every job you get, there'll be the load wallet, and you'll be able to make sure your stuff is up to date. Basically, try and weed out the rogue element, and that got a huge round of applause from the people in the auditorium. Now, they're all shippers there last night, and they, again, having conversations with some of these shippers privately, they are having issues. They are finding that they are giving jobs to people they think are okay, maybe 1 or 2 negative feedbacks on delivery, and then they find out that their jobs are getting screenshotted and passed over to people they don't know. So this is a really good thing. This is something I think is being driven by load posters just as much as it is from owner drivers. So that's going to be coming in. There's going to be a couple of elements to it. Now, after the presentation, you were able to go and speak to CX staff, and I'll have to say there was lots of CX staff there last night. And I raised this issue I have, that I still think it can be overridden. So for example, I've mentioned this before, but for example, someone sitting in their bedroom, he's got 5 drivers working for him. None of them have got the right to work in this country. They may not have the correct insurances. The load wallet would still allow him, as far as I can see, to accept a job, get the selfie of himself, and then once the job come details through, he can still be able to screenshot. There's going to be another layer that might put a spanner in that works, and apologies for not having more detail. But when I spoke afterwards, they did say they are aware of this, and there will be some, the phrase they used was geo-fencing coming in as well, that will stop 100% that practice being done. There's other things they're going to do. You see on shop windows little stickers for Deliveroo, Just Eat, people like that. There's going to be stickers with a QR code that are available to customers, a relationship between customers and shippers. So when a driver arrives, he will have to scan his load wallet on that sticker, and that will verify to the shipper and to the customer that the correct driver is on site. I'm trying to think of examples for me where I go to a customer that may use that. Most of the people I go are fairly small, or perhaps don't turn over a lot of vans during the day. But then again, this morning I've picked up at GXO Logistics, huge great place in Northampton, come back to that later, but they're the sort of thing where they probably have lots of vans coming in, so they may find that useful. But all this stuff is all going to be explained in due course to you all. Overall, very interesting. Now, the other thing I wanted last night, I wanted to pin down one of the tech guys regarding my issues of not seeing jobs. After the presentation, I went and saw a lovely lady and explained it all to her. I did put forward my thoughts that maybe the algorithm is stopping me seeing jobs because I've been on the CX for a while, and this is something where I wanted to look in their eyes when I said it. And I'm not 100% convinced, but I'll probably say I'm 90% convinced from her reaction that isn't something that's happening. She understood my problem. She said, I'm going to go and get the head of tech to come and have a look at this, which she did. He came over. Again, I explained it. He understood what I was saying. Don't tend to have any issues with jobs from my home location. It's just when I'm out and about. We checked my phone. I've got an iPhone 14. That's compatible, no issues there. They double checked the software. I think it's ISO or whatever it is, iOS 14.002 or something. That's fine. They checked the settings on my phone. That all seemed to be fine. And then I suggested, well, let's do a live demonstration. It's 8:30 at night. I think Milton Keynes should be a fairly busy area. Let's have a look on my mobile phone and see what loads are available. Plenty of loads that came within my home location. With my current location, one job, Wellingborough to Bournemouth, I think it was, for the morning. The young lady looked on her laptop, live load alerts. Within a 30-mile radius of Milton Keynes where we were sitting, there was 38 jobs available. 37 jobs I was not seeing. So they accept there's an issue. He said I need to raise a ticket, which he did there and then on my phone with his details. The upshot is he is going to go and look at it. I've not put them under any pressure to give me an immediate answer. I said I don't expect an answer tonight or even tomorrow or maybe even before the weekend. They are going to look at it to see if there is a glitch in the system. For me, I think what I'm going to do after a conversation, I'm not working tomorrow. I'm going to uninstall the app again and reinstall it. I may also do a hard reset on my phone. I just need to check that I'm not going to lose any vital information by doing that. It also ties in a little bit. I had that mention of Couriers Today, and they sent me a message that I was being reported for having a mock GPS app. I'm starting to wonder whether there's something in my phone. We had a look at the apps that need location stuff, so like my car, like the van, all the different apps, things like parking apps, and they all seem to be okay. They're all ticked that when using the app, and some are obviously always. There's nothing that appeared on there that might be what's the word I'm looking for? Can't think. That might be causing me a problem, put it that way. There's nothing on there that shouldn't be on there. So I'm going to have a look at that. I think as well, I met Saintsman last night. It's nice to meet you, Dave. And he mentions he takes his laptop with him. So I think I might take my laptop with me next week and see what that brings up. So it is going to be looked at. There is an issue. So if you do have a similar issue, I'm going to keep you in touch as to what it might be. But it might be initially worth just uninstalling the CX app and reinstalling. And then we'll go from there. But overall, very, very good night. Just going on to work today, I did win a job yesterday evening. Ironically, it's 30 minutes away from Northampton for this morning. It was a 9:30 collection. I did mention I wasn't overly enthralled about having to get up early. Still woke up at 6:30, but that's a lay-in for me. Had some breakfast, tootled my way up. It was going to be an hour and a bit early at Northampton, but there was a vehicle fire on the M1 which delayed me, and I didn't consequently get there till about 9:10. It was 100, I can't remember what the mileage was now. I think it was about 80 miles going down to Staines near the airport, Heathrow. Put £100 on it. It's actually an Essex based shipper that I do regular work for. So I did that job this morning. I was empty at around about 11:30 in Staines. Quick look at who's nearby. There's 70 odd vans in various states of availability. So I decided I'm not going to stay there. I left. Just getting to the M25, I was going to go northbound. There was a job came up from Addlestone, 63 miles going to Chelmsford. That would have been perfect for a small van. Put a price of £70 on it, but didn't get it. That went quite quickly. So I committed myself then to coming around the south side of the M25. I'm out tonight. I'm going out tonight. And also my van is off the road tomorrow. It needs it's been coming up for a week now. Oil change required. So I'm going to get that done, oil change and oil filter tomorrow. It's not particularly due a service for another 5,000 or 6,000 miles, but the garage will have a look at it for me while it's in. So what I want to try and do is try and get the van home and in their yard before they close. That way then I don't have to get out of bed early tomorrow morning, because I'm going to be home late tonight, and go and drop the van off. So I'm sort of making my way home. I'm just at the Dartford Tunnel at the moment. Nothing come up. If there's a little job, Brentwood up to sort of Chelmsford, Colchester, I'll do it, but I think that will be it for the day. But yeah, so there we go. I hope I've sort of given you a little bit of info as what was on last night. Certainly worth going. Not sure I'll go next year, but it was certainly worth going. The only criticism I would have, and I will feed it back to them, it would have been nice if they could have produced a list of the people going and what companies they are before the event. There may well have been people there that I work with that would have been nice to put a face to a name and build that relationship. But without knowing exactly who is there, that's difficult to do. So that will be something I have put forward for the future. Anyway, so that's that. Work-wise, not much today, but other things are taking precedence. So I'm going to leave it there. I hope you're all okay. I hope you had a decent day. Not working tomorrow. Van is in. The van will probably be done by lunchtime, but I don't think I'm going to bother going out Friday afternoon, unless there's something there that you know, I think, oh, I will do that, but probably not. So I'm probably going to be back on Monday. So have a lovely weekend. Take care, and we'll talk soon. All the best. Cheers, Paul.